For me, cinema is happiness. There is no good or bad cinema, there are films that connect either less or more with audience. Without its roots in reality, I don't think escapism can survive. Assuming audiences to be dumb, that's a big fallacy. I like Ranbir Kapoor, Ranveer Singh and Hrithik Roshan. I would love to work with them all. I have the highest respect for the concept of Advait, the oneness of all humans, that is central to Indian culture, thought, and religion. Bad choices make good stories. Vidhu Vinod Chopra, who has produced my earlier films, is still a part of PK and is presenting it. He is not a hands-on producer, he used to put a certain amount in the bank and give me the checkbook. I'm a filmmaker first, nothing else matters. When you focus on your own work, it all falls in place. People respect you. Editing is a meditative process. I enjoy it the most. I am not dealing with 200 people. Any holiday seems like a guilt trip. The only time you do not get nervous is when you are making your first film. At that time, just the joy of making a movie is so high that you do not care. You are happy to have finally made it. It is only later that you want your film to be seen and appreciated by people. An editor does not just join shots, he creates emotions out of the shots. See, most films are about achievers. You see a film like Bog Milka Bog or Dhoni, even Gandhi, or the biopic on Lincoln. They end in triumph, on a high. There's a big-time influence Hrishikesh Mukherjee has always had on my work. I can watch Anand, Galmal or Chupk Chupk as many times as possible. I just really admire his kind of cinema. As writers, we are sketching people all the time when we write fiction. Writing is a lonely process. Vidhu Vinod Chopra is the only man I see around who makes films because he thinks this is a story that needs to be told, so let's tell it. I have a terrible reputation for being nervous. I spent 5 years after 3 Idiots making my next film. I didn't see a single penny in those 5 years. I grew up in Nagpur, and I first started enjoying the author Harishankar Parsai. He wrote mostly satire, essays on the current situation and social issues. He wrote many books and I think he was my first influence. I think in any work of art, there always will be randomness about what is good, what is bad. When I make a film, the yardstick is my mind. If I laugh at the jokes and feel sad at the serious undersides, then the subject works. I take time to write my script. If I have more scripts, I will make more movies. Writing a script consumes so much of time. With fiction, you can do whatever you want to, but if you are making a film on someone, you have to stick to the truth. You cannot just say that I will change the climax because I do not like it. After I finish any film, I move to the next one. It takes about a year to write and another 6 months are for pre-production and other things. You need a minimum of 2.5 months for the shooting of a new film. Then, I also edit my own film. Filmmakers are greedy people. We want good stories and good subjects. Films have to find a way to compress many anecdotes into one, or many events into one. Otherwise there is no way to tell it in 2.5 hours. But I don't think as filmmakers it is our responsibility that every time we make a film we should be saying something. If you are entertaining people, that's more than enough. In non-fiction, I like Wayne Dyer. I have a compilation of his best quotes near my bed. To me he's one of the finest authors. I read till I fall asleep. Daytime actually I feel guilty reading. I always feel I should be doing something else. I lived in Bandra East, on the 12th floor. There was a small earthquake. I could feel the building shaking. I was halfway down the stairs when I realized I'd forgotten my laptop, and all my scripts were on it. If I lost the laptop, I'd lose all my work. I ran back up to get it. It takes time to write a script and properly make the film and edit it. I would love to make more films. Like every father who wants his son to be either an engineer or a doctor, my father wanted me to become a doctor. I never did. Every actor is great in his own right, but certain actors suit certain roles. A lot of medical problems are solved if doctors are nice to patients. If you can make them think positive, you may not need medication. When your first movie releases, in my case it was Munabai MBBS, I was just relieved that it was out there. Just that sheer thought makes you happy. I can make any film I want to make. When you make a film, you make a film. You don't think about how it will be marketed. That's a battle we are always fighting whenever we cut trailers or promos for films. We always wonder how much to say, and every filmmaker wants to say the minimum. You don't want to reveal your film and ruin the viewing experience. Writers should be respected. If you make something from your heart, of course you want it to connect with the people. I am trying to make the kind of film that I would be happy to see. To preach is very boring, and nobody wants free advice. But if it's entertainment, then this changes. If you explain something to a kid through an interesting story, he'll be hooked. In terms of films, I don't like to show pain, I'd like to show hope. While we were filming Munna by MBBS, we didn't think we were doing some kind of mainstream cinema. I only knew that I was doing a different kind of cinema. The more you succeed, the more you want people to love your efforts. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.